Hello, successful people.
Welcome back to the Iron Fry Success Channel. I'm DK.
And I'm Mo.
Thank you so much to our subscribers.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. In this video, D is going to give you a tour of our room 10184 on Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas.
I'm going to show you things like where the outlets are and point out 2 things you need to check on before you stay in this room.
Let's get sailing.
Mo and I had a great time when we cruised on Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas in April of 2025. We stayed in room 10184 that is on the 10th deck, room 184. We're going to show you where this is on the ship, and then we're going to take you inside the room to show you around and point out a few things. This is a map of the 10th floor of the ship. We are now looking at the view from the front of the ship. That's the front elevator bank you see, and going all the way down to the back or aft of the ship. As we go back forward, I'm going to put an arrow where room 10184 is located so that you could see how close to the forward elevators this room is. This was a very convenient location. It was such a short walk to the elevator bank, and walking across the 10th floor to get to the back of the ship was often way easier than having to navigate on the other floors of the ship where there are other things going on at the same time and a lot more people, especially on disembarkation day. And if you haven't already, watch my video about disembarkation and you'll see why being located near the front elevators is way more convenient than dealing with the crowded back elevators. Let's go into 10184. We were happy with the size of this room. There were only 2 of us and we didn't feel crowded. To your left, you see are all the controls for the lights and air conditioning and heat right by this full-length mirror, which was great. Immediately to your right, you have this area where you have these 2 hooks that we hung hats and bags on. And then underneath, you do have some storage area. And if you look down to the bottom, this is where you're going to be able to find the room service menu and the door hangers if you want to order breakfast. The lighting in the room was decent. They had lights over the pictures, lighting on either side of the bed. We actually brought magnetic motion sensor night lights just to give us some extra light while moving around this room without leaving these other lights on. The end tables that you see here in the middle and on either side of the bed can be moved around if you need them to. We thought that the couch was pretty comfortable. We spent some time sitting there. Mo ordered the flowers, so the room doesn't come with that, but you can order it. They have this nice desk area that has storage up above. The TV was working fine. Inside of the desk here, you'll find a mini fridge, except it's not really a fridge. It's really a large cooler, I would call it. It's not very deep, and it's really just going to keep things from being hot or maybe make them cool but not really cold. However, if you do have medical necessity, you can order this medication cooler, which I heard is also a heater as well. I was celebrating a milestone birthday, so that's just one of the birthday decorations on the mirror. But on the left-hand side of the mirror, you have more storage. Again, it's tall but shallow spaces, but I found the storage was adequate for us to put everything we needed to stash away inside of a cabinet here. Let's talk about these outlets. You have these 3 on top of the desk, and you can see one of them is taken up by the medical cooler, but these 3 are plugged in underneath this desk, taking up one of these 3 outlets that's underneath the desk. However, there is another outlet that is on the right side of the bed, and I'm going to show you where it is. If you lift up the bed skirt, you'll be able to see it underneath there, and this is where we plugged in one of our phones. I heard you can't bring a power strip, but I'll show you what we brought to get more devices plugged in, and I'll drop a link in the description box as well. By the way, under the bed is a great place to store your luggage. Now let's take a look at the patio. I unlocked the patio door, and this is how you get the patio door open. And this side of the ship seemed to be where, when we were in port, we can actually see the port and, people as they were getting on and off the ship. So I thought that was cool. But the balcony is a very nice size. We didn't have any issues with privacy. We ate breakfast out here one day. The floor is a little bit weird because the feet of the chair and the table were digging into whatever that soft non-slip surface is, but that's probably for your safety, so that way you don't slip. Just be careful of the threshold getting in and off of the balcony. I'm going to close and lock this balcony door back up, and let's take another look at the room from this vantage point. Again, it's not the biggest, however, it is an adequate amount of space where for two people, we did not feel crowded. Now let's take a look at this closet, because there are two things I want to show you. See how the safe is open? That's because it was malfunctioning and would not lock. So I recommend trying out the safe before you get comfortable and settled in the room, because we did have to call maintenance. And while we were at it, we had to call maintenance for this closet door because both of these doors were stuck together as we moved the closet door back and forth. So do try out things in your room before you get all unpacked and comfortable. There was an adequate amount of hangers. We felt like the closet itself had a good amount of space. There's also room at the top of the closet. There's a shelf on the other side, but the door not opening and closing properly did prevent us from being able to immediately put away our things without maintenance coming. Now let's take a look at the bathroom. It wasn't the biggest bathroom, but again, it was an adequate amount of space that didn't feel cramped. Again, there's that threshold you're going to have to step over, and you have towels here. They gave us 2 sets of bath towels, washcloths, and hand towels, and 1 mat for the floor. You had cubbies on the left-hand side. That was plenty of space to stash stuff. I don't think I opened up the area underneath the sink. I heard there's a plug there, but it could just accommodate something like a shaver, nothing of a higher voltage. The shower was an adequate amount of space and the water pressure was good. I didn't like that there was 1 combination shampoo and shower gel in here. I would have preferred if it was separate shampoo, conditioner, and shower gel, but they didn't have that on Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas, at least not in this room. And that's the end of the tour of room 10184. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed today's video and it helps you get ready for your vacation on Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas.
Please subscribe for more content about new home construction and model home tours in and around San Antonio.
And subscribe to continue to follow us as we continue to turn our new construction house into a home and give you cruise and travel tips too.
As always, until next time, be peaceful, stay prayerful, and count your blessings.